Welcome back to Things You Didn't Need to Know. I'm still Gannon. We still have Harvey and Coach Turley here. You two still exist, but you guys aren't important now because we got two new hosts. We got Colby and David. We brought David back on full time because he was so good in the last episode. We thought, screw it. Let's just bring him on full time. And Colby, well, he bribed his way in, so that's why he's here.
These are words of wisdom.
Yes, bribery always works. And today's a very special episode, not because we have two new hosts. No, we have two guests this time. That's why this is unique. We have Patrick and William Huffstetler.
He just goes by Will, though. He
I do just go by Will.
Who just goes by Will.
Settler is fine with me.
So, Colby, first, before we get started on our review, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, my name is Colby Self. I am 15 years of age in the 9th grade I go to the school of First Presbyterian Day School, and I'm commonly referred to as the hippie boy. My long, luxurious hair.
Or bulbous. And could you please tell the crowd your social security number?
Yes.
555.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Remember
9.
the three wacky numbers on the back and the expiration date?
All right, for today's guest, we have very special guests. They're classmates of my, Gannon, and Colby's. David here's in the 10th grade, of course.
Yes.
And Turley's in like the 7th grade at heart, so we'll just consider him a part of the team.
A little more immature than these guys.
Yes.
Step above.
That's saying something. So Patrick, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Patrick Thompson. I'm a 9th grader here. I just turned 15 a month ago.
Oh, that's cute.
Ooh.
Yeah. I really like to play sports, and I enjoy, outdoor activities. That's me.
Weightlifting.
And love to weightlift.
Patrick, that sounded like a very weak dating profile. These are things that we don't need to know.
You would not get that.
Are you on
I don't think I needed to know that either, but somebody else might be interested in you, and we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Patrick, let's get to things that we just don't care about.
What do we don't care about? Well, my mom's from Russia, so that's...
So we do not care about your mother.
No, I don't care about where my mother's from.
So we do not care about Russia.
But we love his mom.
Okay. So our other guest, Will, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Actually, it's William Billiam.
Yes.
William Huffstetler is getting referred to me as.
Yes.
I'm quite the opposite of Patrick. I don't like going outside. It's not very fun. Every time I go outside, I get infested by bugs. It's not very fun for me. Yet me and Patrick get along pretty well because of the school thing.
Even their body proportions opposite.
Even our body proportions are opposite.
They're
That is
foils.
true.
We are foils, but
But they dress alike. But they dress. Look at that. They dress alike.
Same jacket.
They don't have collared shirts on. They have the same jacket on.
Hey, let's keep
Once
this
again, we're back to dress code issues in my class. I mean, we had a balloon man last week. Now we've got two students. It's hierarchy.
You're both wearing Adidas shoes and shorts.
I'm actually wearing Columbia PFGs, not school.
Right in front of the teacher.
We didn't need to know.
And that's precisely.
Way to tell it to the teacher.
Yes. Shout out to Mr. Kitchell, the high school principal. Doing a
We'll have him
wonderful
on
job here.
at some point in time.
We will eventually.
The schedule is packed right now.
So y'all appear to be pretty foils. I mean, Will seems to have decent vision, and Patrick can't really see anything.
Oh, a great point. Let's talk about his glasses.
Yes, let's talk about those glasses. Are those Oakleys?
Those are Oakleys.
I like Oakleys.
I once wore a pair of Oakleys, then I lost them.
That was probably during lacrosse practice or something.
No, it wasn't. I lost them at my house, never found them again.
Dang.
You lost them in your house.
Yes. Don't ask how. I don't know either.
You know what? I'm going to ask how.
Well, I just said I don't know.
I got lost at Disney World, and I know exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the security guard just kept reiterating to me that
Tell him how you got lost.
Okay, so I had been on this pretty fun ride, and I remember it was really scary because I don't like roller coasters, and this was a virtual roller coaster.
Oh.
And so that made it even more worse. And so anyway, I was flying on my little avatar, my Banshee, I think is what they called it. I got off, I'm a little dizzy, I don't want to throw up or anything.
Discombobulated.
Yeah. And so I go to catch up with my group. And our special guest next week, Christian Baumgarth, middle school teacher, was in charge of our group, in fact. And we can talk about this more with him, how it feels to lose a child.
Especially someone that's not your own child. I lost someone else's child.
Anyway, I went back with my group, and part of the group started to split off.
Yeah, one group went this way, one group went that way.
And I told them, I said, hey, y'all might want to stick with us. And they said, no, it's cool. Mr. Baumgart said we could. And then so I was on my way back to the other group. And then I got caught up talking to some parents who were, for some reason, down there.
The really talkative ones. So
Yes.
We call them helicopter parents.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're not naming any parents explicitly. But they're the direct reason I spent 2 hours in child services.
And Bob Garth feels really guilty right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically our ringleader, Ben, looks back at us and he puts his arms up going like, what are you doing? And I just look back at him and I do the same expression. And I went like that, like hold on a minute. But he
I
took
was standing
that
right
as,
next to Ben. That whole thing happened. We just saw you standing there in the middle talking to him, and he runs back to get him, and we never see Harvey again until 2 hours later.
yes.
And Child Protective Service.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then I tried to find my group, but they were gone. And I turned around and the parents were gone. And so it was like something out of like something horror movie.
Did you
or something.
report yourself to a security guard?
I did, and it was actually a store employee trying to sell someone a pin. And at Disney World they have all these different like metal trinkets that you can put on your thing. And I was bawling my eyes out. At the happiest place on earth, I was crying my eyes out in Animal Kingdom. And
Because we lost you and then you spent 2 hours in child services.
precisely.
We're done with your trauma. Speaking of getting lost, Patrick, you have an experience with getting lost too, even dumber than Harvey's.
Wow.
Yours
Shall me and David take you out in fist fight like we do every single day in Bible class?
Your story
We
was
gotta
not
have
dumb
pushback
more than
soon.
it was lame, kinda. I'm sorry to say, but
When did Gannon turn into a savage?
Last year we were on a trip to the MLK Museum in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Atlanta. Okay.
Word.
We were there and we went into this museum of MLK and there was this little back room. So I go in the back room and when the time I come out, everybody's gone. I call up one of my friends, Jake, and I went, where are you guys at? He said, we're already in the bus. The bus, we got dropped off, so I have no idea where the bus is parked. There is nobody in the area. So I run out of the building here, and then like just helping, wanting some help. And then I get there, and I just start running in the street. And Ben Martin calls me like, where are you at? And here's the funny thing. On that trip, they were about to leave the bus because they weren't thinking of counting the people there. So I was almost left in
It was
Atlanta.
the one time we decided not to count.
Not to count the people on the
We
bus.
were already moving.
Yeah, they were already
And-
moving. And
Might I add, I was with Patrick at the first part, and I was in the museum, and I said, hey, Patrick, I think they're gone. We better run. I don't have a phone. And so I don't want to get
He
lost.
doesn't want to get lost and have to go to child services.
Because I don't want to say anything, but I suspect that the child services was not as good as it was at Disney World because not many people get lost in like a 2,000 square foot museum with no walls where you can see everyone. And so I would have just been sitting up there with the front desk lady talking about Cheetos or something.
so I get there in the street, and I'm looking around. I'm just wondering where these people are because we've gone to several little museums they have there in the area. And I'm running back through the street, and there's just this like back alleyway where the buses are. I don't see it. There's a bus between the way of the street and the little parking way. So I run past, and then everybody see me just running
Patrick
back.
full speed, Forrest Gump style, sprinting straight past the bus with no regard for
We
it.
also have to point out that he runs at a 45-degree angle.
And
So, let me get this straight. When you discovered that you were without parental control, your choice was to first run into the street. Number two,
down the center.
down an alley that's kind of behind the museum.
It's not
and you
shady
weren't
at all.
really sure. what
We don't-
you're
we don't- we
doing.
don't
And
worry
then continue past the only group of adults on a bus.
Coach, the door was locked thing, and I heard you talking loud. I didn't know if they had you hostage in here.
No, we are not holding hostage.
This is not a hostage situation. This is not a hostage situation.
And I'm doing this of my own free will.
Yeah, we have to.
And you can drug test me later just to make sure.
That was Pat Raven, everybody, a special celebrity guest appearance.
Yes.
You may know him
Scariest
from
man.
his famous quotes. Hey guys.
Or here's your pink slip.
Yeah.
Wait, what about I'll see you in detention?
I'll hit you with the football bat, boy.
Yes, he told that to one of my dear friends when he accidentally brushed past him going into the door.
Yeah,
Yes, a football bat.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Special shout out right now to our pals up in Norway. I don't know how y'all got a hold of this, but there is an email in the description, and if you're listening to this, please give us an email. We would love to hear from y'all. We're now an international podcast.
Yes.
And I'm very happy about that. And we just want to give a special shout out to you.
To our international listeners.
To our international listeners out there. If anyone else, wants to quote or comment on the show, there's a email link in the description, and we will make sure to include that in the next available show. I would like to take a minute to point out that David has just gifted me this wonderful keychain that includes a spinning top available to it. And he originally bought one for, a few pennies on Amazon, or not a few pennies, what am I?
Few bucks.
18th. Yeah, a few shillings. And
Just a couple pence.
British now.
6
Brits
pence.
now.
And he broke the record for longest spin. It was over, wasn't it over 6 minutes?
I believe it
Tell
was
him
6 minutes and 3 seconds.
That is really impressive. So I would like to just give a special shout out to him today. And the company was so proud, they gave him 3 more of these wicked keychains. Suggest you go check them out. This is not an advertisement.
Or William, I think we've so nicknamed you.
It's William
And
Billiam.
since we're on the subject of being lost,
Oh gosh.
have you ever been lost?
Well, the one time I do remember being lost was at the good old Disney World, just like Harvey. It was at
Seems to be a reoccurring.
I think it was Magic Kingdom. We were in it was the one water ride, you're on a little boat, you're just going on.
Splash Mountain?
No, it wasn't Splash Mountain. It was one of the ones where you just sit in the thing with 12 people and you just slowly go along. It was I don't remember the name, but I was sitting there. I was mesmerized by the little floating boats that my parents got about a mile ahead of me in the line, and I sat there for about 30 minutes in the line while hundreds of people passed me, just waiting for my parents to come back for me while I was still mesmerized at the little boats.
What little boats are these?
It was just little boats.
In the small world?
Yeah, I think that's what it
The
was.
little small world?
creepy
That's the
one,
little funny heads that sing
Yeah.
the annoying song?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That is definitely the ride.
Pretty creepy.
It's very creepy, but I was a little 7-year-old and I was mesmerized by creepy boats.
I've lost a couple of my children in different places. Sam's, my oldest
makes
child, just ran from me. A lot of people run from me. Yeah, he ran away laughing hysterically and was lost for, I'd say a good 20 minutes as we stood outside the door frisking people and checking their bags to see if they kidnapped my child.
How old was he?
3. And then
watermelon.
I lost a 5-year-old who at a football game who left the game to go play with a friend of his that he met at the game. And went into the neighborhood next door.
Did he get free candy? Did he get free candy or get to pet a puppy?
No, it was actually another 5-year-old. They were playing the Xbox upstairs, and the other parents didn't know that they had brought a friend home. So eventually he wandered down right as the police report was being made. And I'm standing in front of the school looking in the trunks and back seats of all the cars that are leaving to see who has kidnapped my child. So yeah, it's pretty horrific. Right. No, if they weren't my child, I'd just let them remain in the trunk.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking the duct tape off.
Are you mine? No, please continue.
You should have got a leash for him.
Now, speaking of getting lost, what do y'all think about IKEA? Because it's very easy to get lost in IKEA.
Me personally, I have been to IKEA, and you always think that people joking about getting lost in IKEA is a joke. It is no joke, my friends. You get lost. They have arrows on the floor that direct you to the exits. They don't work. You follow the arrows, it's just a huge circle. You go around. I went in the same room 4 times in the span of 3 hours in IKEA.
Now, I will ask, did anyone hear of the man who, when they were on COVID lockdown, one of the employees got real funny and redirected the arrows to create a labyrinth that no one could escape?
Oh yeah, I saw
And it led them deep into the restrooms, and people were like trying to get into the ceilings.
I feel like I might have been a part of this experiment.
I actually looked up IKEA because I was not as knowledgeable, it seems like, as my counterparts here.
Yes.
Especially Gannon. Gannon
Yes.
seems to know a great deal about it. I did look it up. I did see that IKEA sold houses.
Yes, they
Little
do.
houses.
Little houses.
I was wanting to know if anybody had
4,000
seen that
people.
also.
I have also seen that.
I was not aware of that.
And and just like all the rest of their furniture, it takes forever to build it.
Yeah, I
But-
don't think I treaded to that part of IKEA.
Yeah, tiny house life.
Tiny house. Is that what they are?
That's exactly what that's precisely what they are.
That's what the
They have
looks like.
running water. You can
again.
install heating and air conditioning, indoor plumbing, which might I add, David made one heck of a speech about in the 7th grade. And he made it was greatest inventions of all time, and he
It was
picked
glorious.
indoor plumbing.
I'm
Pretty
going to agree with
greatest
that.
moment.
Back in the day, they just throw their waste in the street.
And if I'm being frank with you, well, he's actually
Please
my
be
uncle
frank.
listening from Virginia.
I'm frank.
Special shout out
We
to
are
Franklin Gary
frank.
Page of Richmond, Virginia. That was one impressive speech. I mean, like, I really thought you should have won, quite honestly. I was in there, and my speech was not as good as yours.
Oh, it was good. The Google one?
I thought, yeah.
It was pretty good.
Well, thank you.
You know, I think it was a little biased that you didn't win because that one time you mentioned Djibouti, the country, in the
Yeah.
geography.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still salty from that.
I think they're a little on the
yeah.
other side. Didn't want you to
It
win.
was legitimate.
Yes.
Ask. Which, think you could share any of the speech you have? Do you have any that-
Do you
Oh,
remember?
I would love to hear.
Do you remember any fragments?
Just a small.
The
yeah,
only
exactly.
small
Thank you,
excerpt
Cole.
I remember is a part they actually didn't let me say. I said it in class, but then whatever teacher, I think it was Miss Jenkins,
Yes.
she told me I couldn't say it. It was in regards to saving water with the toilet. It was, if it's yellow, let it mellow, and if it's brown, flush it down.
I was told that same thing.
I was restricted from saying that.
Okay, well, I see. Well, censorship is still alive and well in the academic community.
They don't want you speaking
yes.
truth, David.
Yeah, we've canceled. Yeah, cancel culture.
They've done it.
If
David
anyone wants to
also-
run up
And
that
that's
water
as far
bill.
as that will go.
Now, also in the 7th grade, David won the National Geographic Bee.
No, not national.
Oh, well, for our
It makes it
school.
sound better if we say
FBG.
yeah.
The first Presbyterian branch of the National Geographic Bee is, I think, what it was called.
I believe so.
Yes. And the next year, I don't mean to brag, but I won it in advanced to state competition.
Heck yeah, you did.
Yeah,
did.
where I
Jeez.
technically, I like to say I placed 11th. I tied with a bunch of other people for 11th because the way they did, there were like 10 questions that they gave you, and you went around in a circle, and essentially everyone else was smarter than me. I just had to look smart, and so I got 7 out of the 10 questions correct. And the people who got 8 out of the 10 questions went on to the final 10, but the people who got 7 out of the 10 didn't. So if we're running this, there were 10 people who made it into the top 10, and I was the first one out, technically.
Ooh.
So, yeah,
I think you
11.
11. But I was the first one out of the top 10. Yeah,
So
I made that sound
Okay,
a lot more impressive.
what was one of the words you missed? Or I tell you what,
Montana.
I will give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Ooh, EOB
You
right
can,
now.
this right here. If you can spell this word,
Oh,
I believe that you should be at least ranked ninth.
Sir, this is geography.
Oh, geography. You said spelling.
No, you said geography.
Geography. Okay. Well, no, I got a great one.
Oh,
This is a good one. Okay.
Where is it?
Kinda nervous.
Capital of Iowa.
Des Moines.
Excellent. So now he's ninth.
Oh my God.
Okay, no, let's see. Can we? Can we?
Give
Let's
him a bronze
see.
medal.
Is this international geography or are we
Yes,
just
sir.
international? Okay.
Ooh.
Well, let's do an easy one then. Are you ready?
Yes, it does it have something to do with IKEA? Because I love IKEA.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, what country is IKEA home base?
Sweden.
Sweden. So, okay, what do we say? Now he's up to sixth.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's jump. Let's get this. He said sixth place.
Sixth.
He's redeeming himself.
Yes.
He's climbing up.
Anybody else want to?
Oh, I think I have one.
Oh, excellent.
What is the super city with around 32 million people as of, I think, 2017?
Tokyo, Japan.
Good job.
Oh, I think we're in the top three.
I think we
Okay,
are.
somebody's got to
Bronze
get
medal.
it.
All right,
Okay,
now
no, wait,
this is-
I think our 10th grader right here, who has been exposed to these national competitions,
The master who taught the student.
exactly,
Yes.
should come up with possibly a final geography question. So Mr. Roddenberry can now consider himself not number 11, but actually
Number
really
one.
number one.
Number one.
I know I'm number one in all of your hearts.
Oh, you certainly are.
Thanks, my man.
Of course he is.
International geography.
All right.
So, am I holding back or am I giving him a
Yeah,
whopper?
I think you should give him whatever.
Give him
you
a
feel
Whopper.
like
Give
is
him a
the
Whopper.
top three.
This was the number one spot.
Number one
It's
spot.
a number
right
All right, take me to Burger King because I'm giving you a Whopper. All right, Mr. Roddenberry, what is the only capital city that is two capital cities?
Oh, I know the answer to this one.
Will, you're not in
Wait,
this. Shut up.
The only capital city that has two capital
That
cities.
is two cities.
I know this one.
Okay, I know. That makes sense.
I know.
Well, that's all the time we have today.
No, still 4 more minutes. We're running this to the end.
Okay. I
I
have
need to-
no clue.
No.
I
gotta
think I
throw
can
something
take
out.
the whole
Okay.
spot from you.
Throw it.
I think we
William
can snag it.
is-
Throw something out.
Was it
William-
Beijing, China?
It is not Beijing, China.
Okay, William Billiam Puffstead
I
is taking the
believe
redemption.
the answer is for the number one spot, Vatican City.
That is also incorrect.
Wow.
I could, that's what that was mine. I was going to be Rome. I was going to guess Rome.
Well, Rome is.
Because
Well,
Rome,
Vatican
Vatican
City-
City is contained in Rome.
Vatican City is-
Two capitals.
Vatican City is its own
Contained in
country and
one
only has
city.
one city, so it kind of is.
What was
Yeah.
the answer?
I know.
The answer is Budapest because it's the city of Buda and the city of Pest.
Yes, that would be true.
That's right.
A technically,
I don't know any of these places.
correct answer.
I just remember that Vatican City is not actually the capital of Italy.
Wow.
Well, then you could have said Washington,
It's
D.C.
its own capital in of itself, and it's
Yeah.
contained in the city of Rome.
It's a country inside of a country.
Yeah, I like that. Budapest.
That's interesting.
Budapest.
But I'm still number one.
No, you're
No,
number
you're not.
4.
Yeah. No, you got to number
But that is a
3.
great.
No, you
Ask
got
how
a number
something
3. You got a
about
number
Number
3.
3.
You get the bronze
And the
medal.
things you didn't need to know,
That's way up.
geography bee.
Yeah.
Harvey comes back to redemption.
Things you didn't need to know, a person you didn't care about improves.
We should have had at least one Norwegian question in there. I guess we need to probably back
Yes.
study.
Okay, boom. This is the true question. If Harvey can get this right, he will truly be number 1.
Oh,
The
Okay.
true redemption.
5% of our viewers are from here.
Oh, wow.
Norway.
Okay, Harvey's the new champion.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Give him the bronze medal. red
Yes,
carpet.
yes.
No,
You're not
he gets
saying number
gold.
one.
Oh, gold. I meant gold.
I'm number one.
What should we end on today? Because we're running out of time.
We would like to give a special thanks to our Norwegian listeners and our producer, Harris Noland. If you wish to contact us, please see the email in the description below. And thank you for listening to Things That You Didn't Need to Know. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, preferably 5 stars, but please be honest. All right, well, that's it, folks. Hope you have a wonderful day and